Now, what in the carnival is going on here? We have a very irritated, frustrated, and angry carnival passenger that was on a recent sailing and decided to give Carnival a piece of their mind, all due to them making a mistake that cost them, well, a hefty price, a lot of money. This passenger reached out to the ambassador of Carnival, John Held. Now, I want to make it clear, John Held and I, we don't exactly see eye to eye in a lot of things. He's made it very clear that he doesn't like people like me, content creators. However, I am on his side for this one. This passenger made a mistake and tried to come at John Held, and, well, John Held held the line. He decided to let this man know that he made a boo-boo, an error, and unfortunately, he's going to have to pay up, and it is not Carnival's fault. Let me explain. The vessel that this conundrum took place on was the Carnival Freedom. The dates in which this passenger sailed hasn't been disclosed. However, the passenger was very angered and shocked after the cruise had concluded to find out that they had incurred a $470 cell phone bill. This bill had believed to be racked up due to one of the passenger's children playing video games on board using the cell phone service and data. This passenger then reached out to John Held because John Held on his Facebook page, week after week, he will answer thousands of comments, whether it be a simple question about sailing with Carnival or a disturbance or an issue of some kind. I don't know how he does it. Thousands of comments, very, very difficult and nasty work at times. Hats off to John Held. The passenger believes that the financial setback was Carnival's fault. Why? For starters, he said that Carnival had not made him or any of the passengers aware of the fact that they need to turn their phone onto airplane mode while at sea unless they want to potentially incur some charges. He also blamed Carnival and said that they were being covert. They were secretly trying to get people to rack up charges because they are in cahoots with the cell phone companies and gaining some profit from them, which, by the way, obviously is not true. John Held would then correctly respond to the complaint of the passenger by stating that there are many opportunities and times in which Carnival makes it aware that you should put your phone in airplane mode while at sea. When you are signing into the Wi-Fi, for example, the cruise director will mention this on multiple occasions, often on board the ship, before you even leave the cruise port. It's in the newsletter. However, I would also argue, for me personally, I know I sail on a lot of cruise ships like all of you fine folk, but something like this should be obvious, knowing that you're going to be in the middle of the ocean, you're going to other countries, and I would imagine that at sea there aren't exactly a lot of cell phone towers. As far as being quote-unquote covert, John Held would state that they are not being covert and they don't have any type of affiliations and partnerships with any cell phone companies to the point of which that they are making some type of profit off of the passengers not putting their phone in airplane mode. Now, let's be fair here. This passenger is probably what we call a newbie, a blue card, if you will, if you sail with Carnival. You know, for the first time you get your blue card, and well, they probably just didn't know. Ignorance is bliss, as they say, but it is not an excuse. I'm somebody that believes in accountability, and the fact that somebody is ignorant to the fact that maybe they are going to use the saying that they don't know, it's never going to be an excuse to the point to where, let's say in this case, Carnival owes them any particular amount of money. There are a lot of new cruisers coming into the industry, which is absolutely amazing. And typically, whenever they want to learn about the industry or maybe a particular ship that they're sailing on, they are going to go to Google and YouTube, which I strongly advise. And look at other sources. Don't just watch my channel, watch other channels. There are plenty of content creators that can give you the proper information of something that you may be curious about. However, the fact that a lot of people go on cruises and don't do any research, don't look up anything as far as something they may want to do, maybe like an attraction of some sort, an excursion, a dining option, maybe they have a disability, they don't do the homework, and then when something goes wrong, they want to blame other people, and honestly, that's just not right. It's unfortunate situations like this because it is very unfortunate. $470 phone bill is a lot, especially if you're just trying to go on vacation. But I understand full well, and that's why I make the content that I do, that a lot of people simply don't know. And yes, you could look at things from a common sense perspective, but as they say, common sense is not common. Maybe you shouldn't go buy some illegal substances from the street pharmacist over in Cozumel. Maybe you shouldn't touch the minibar unless you know exactly what the prices are. It's those little things that some people, whenever they get on a cruise ship or any vacation option for that matter, they just kind of go into autopilot, leave their brain in the car, as I always say, and when something happens, they are just kind of dumbfounded and curious as to how. But the reality is they weren't thinking. Moral of the story here, put your phone in airplane mode when you're on a cruise. Most of you out there probably don't need to be on your phone anyway. Just enjoy the vacation. I wish I could. However, if you're like me and you maybe have some work you need to get done, or if you have a family member or children that you absolutely need to be in contact with, it is understandable. But cellular at sea is not free. And should you not contact, let's say, your cell phone provider, let them know that you're going out of town or going on a cruise ship, and understand clearly what type of charges you could incur, it would be best just to make sure the service is disabled until you get back home. In general, I would just say, obviously, do your due diligence. Do a little bit of research on whatever it is that you're doing for the first time. This is the digital world now. This is the era of information. And theoretically, every single piece of information that you've ever needed is now available with the click of a button on your cell phone. There are plenty of content creators and YouTubers and articles out here of cruise travel tips for beginners. Actually, I need to make some of those. I haven't made tips videos in a while. I really need to jump on that. But my point is, you can find all the information you need. So in a way, you could argue that there's really no excuse. However, this is travel and we are going to make our mistakes. It is understandable. I still make mistakes and I cruise and travel a lot. It is what it is. It comes with the territory and there's nothing you can do about it. I take that back. There is a lot you can do about it. Like I said, just do some research, but you get my point here. Even if you do a lot of research, there is the potential for things to go wrong, but you want to try to alleviate some of those problems to the best of your ability by getting that knowledge up and understanding what needs to be done prior to you getting on a cruise ship or any vacation option for that matter. But that's what I got for this short video, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Hit that like button on your way out. Subscribe if you haven't already, and know as usual, I love and appreciate every single one of you. I'll see you later. Thanks for watching. Take it easy.